and you had a great time meeting everyone last night. So welcome again. I want to recognize a couple of groups and then we'll go into the actual content. But we have around 250 different expert educators here. So if we can
classrooms, if I ever get a chance to have the privilege of seeing you in your classrooms and talking to your students, I'll ask your students to find an object in the classroom or in the school. Fixate on that object. And every time they see that object, take a mental note and challenge yourself to expect more. Think of that object every day and say, I can be more, I can do more, I can deliver for my family and my community, I can deliver on what I want to do and what I want to become. And challenge yourself every day to make more possible. And I'm going to ask you to do the same. Through this meeting, I want you to get on the plane expecting more from yourselves, from your students, from your relationship with this community, and what you can achieve for the teachers that you're leaving behind in your schools. We're going to learn a lot this week, but we need you to do a lot going forward to be champions. I'm excited about the work that we're going to do to help you do more, expect more, and help your students be more. It's going to be a great week. So let's take a tour.
MIEs, welcome to Redmond. We're here in Building 36. The OneNote team right here. We're the OneNote Avengers. We're wearing our purple capes. But we think you are the superheroes, really, and we're excited to be meeting you this week and hanging out with you and learning from you. So have a great time.
Thanks, MIEs. Hey, this is David from the Sway team coming at you from Microsoft's Building 1. We are so excited about all the ways that teachers and students have been using Sway to bring the classroom to life, and we can't wait to learn more from each other this week here at E2.
Welcome from the Office Mix team.
Go teachers!
Good morning. If you couldn't tell already, we're from Windows.
And we're working every day to make Windows better for teachers. Because
Windows loves teachers!
We've got a lot of great people at Microsoft, excited to meet all of you. When you see someone from Microsoft, welcome them in, share your joy, tell them about what you're doing with technology. If you see someone who's working on products every day, who don't get a chance to actually see how they're being used in the classroom, share what you're doing. The reason why I created this Daily Adventures blog is because all of you are stars. Yesterday when I was getting my photo taken with a lot of you, I felt embarrassed. Because you guys learn from each other, bring each other together in this journey. I have been humbled every day working on Daily Adventures, talking to you, learning from your insights, sharing your ideas with others. I'm excited about the potential here. Now, if you didn't raise your hand to be part of Daily Adventures, this is your opportunity.
Okay, Anthony, ready when you are.
Joker time. So as your name shows up, find your way up to one of the microphones on the stage. So, Matthew O'Brien, get yourself a microphone. Awesome. Justin. And one more. Steffi. Awesome. Well, it actually worked out. The microphones, this is all completely random. So it was great. Matthew, tell us about your most innovative moment or most recent innovative moment you can recall in your classroom.
Hi, I'm Matthew from Australia. It's the accent. So I guess my most innovative moment recently has been trying to decentralise the classroom. So using video to do instruction outside the classroom so I can do more important things inside the classroom. And I guess the big ticket for me was actually starting to use my own kids to make some of the videos with me, like my children, so that my students see me as a human being as well. And some of you guys will be seeing some of my instructional videos and featuring Lucinda and Frederick as well. So that's just a little thing I've been playing with.
Awesome. Emily, your moment of bravery.
We have an online learning management system in our school, and what I did is I tried to embed Sway, created content in that online learning management system to see if it will work, and it did. It will now be introduced to our teachers and students.
Awesome. And Steffi, something that amazed you or you were shocked by with technology impacting students?
Well, it's so much to choose from, basically, but I think it's that you can do so much, so different things you can do with it. It's all, I think the only limit is your imagination.
There's a lot of folks who are saying it either can't be done, or it's too hard, it's too difficult to transform the right way, the holistic way, the impactful way, the sustainable way. But you guys are not only doing it, and putting in the work to do it, because I know it's not easy. I know many of you are making things happen despite lots of challenges, despite lack of support from your leadership or infrastructure, or challenges with technology access or internet bandwidth, or parents who are frustrated that you're not just teaching to the test directly. And you guys are not only challenging yourselves to work the extra mile to make that happen, but you're actually being an example for others. You're working through materials, resources, pulling this together, stepping up and say, I want to be an MIE because I want to share my insights and inspiration with the world. That's brave. The last piece I say, you are great and you have a responsibility to share. One of the things that we try to do this week is actually make this week about turning you guys into evangelists, to not talk about Microsoft products, but to share the work that you're doing with your teachers and educators. Because we need to move rapidly from where we are in technology to where we need to go. This is a brave moment for all of us. And I want you to feel confident and proud that you can express and share that bravery and be a superhero and be amazing, not only for yourselves and your students, but for the teachers around the world that need your inspiration and need the change that you can make possible. Now, when I thought about this speech and talk and what I want to talk about, I actually reflected on what I've spoke about in the past. Oh, I'm sorry if I didn't click through. And one of the things about these obviously annual activities, these events, is they become a point in time. I can think back every year and say, what did I send for? I didn't click the slide before, so now everyone's taking photos. It's my problem, sorry. I think about what I presented and I talked about, etc., because I do a lot of presentations. And I try to say, okay, what did I talk about the last year and how can I bring something different to it? And I was actually, when I looked through past global forums and other content that I delivered, I became a little depressed. Because the reality is, the conversation isn't changing fast enough. Because, in many cases, the world of technology isn't evolving fast enough. Technology is. That's no problem. We're advancing how technologies, the capabilities of technology is growing every day. Content that's getting richer and more immersive, data that's becoming more easy to consume and use to power learning activities, devices that are becoming more flexible, more affordable, more available. But the reality is what we're doing with teaching and learning isn't actually advancing far enough. In many ways, we've been on a journey to access lots of stuff, automate what we were doing before, and then sort of settling for that as sort of the end state in many cases. A modern learning experience in many ways, a modern reading experience. We know the sort of the must-have application for a classroom is a browser. And a browser that supports touch and pen naturally and effortlessly is a critical component as we advance the landscape of technology. And having a digital book that you can pull up on a browser and annotate is a critical step for us to bring to this world of computing together. And that's the innovation that we're bringing. Now, we believe in the power of the pen. And the research from the folks at WIPD, and we have examples on the placards around this room of some amazing research that's being done by many of the people who lead this space in the world are in this room right now. We have folks like Rob Baker, who's been a champion of pen in Cincinnati Country Day and really an amazing evangelist for the power, because he sees it every day. He's been a leader to drive the change, but he sees the impact. When students not only have a pen device, but an interface that's natural and intuitive and easy and not obstructive. you can actually do amazing things, not only for retention, but for creation, collaboration, for new ideas to flourish, for engagement to happen naturally and intuitively. I'm excited about the journey that we have ahead here. Now, a few years ago at Prague,
when it comes down to it, so, and we love OneNote, yeah, OneNote team. I use it every day, and my students love it, I love it, everyone loves it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I showed this video because I was excited about the potential here, and the potential of what this means for learning. And I want to share a little bit about sort of the evolution of the holodeck product, and many of you have heard about HoloLens, so take a look at HoloLens.
When you think about how you experience technology today, it's like behind this glass screen. You're kind of stuck, it feels cold. We've unlocked the screen.
Really what we're trying to do is break down the walls between, technology and people.
This is the next generation of computing. This is the next PC.
It's basically a see-through display that you wear, and it lets you see holograms in your world, in your space all around you.
A hologram is made out of light, which ultimately allowed us to pour digital assets over the real world so that humans can essentially be entertained and be empowered to do things in brand new ways.
The ability to draw with your hand or to take an asset, an image and move it or scale it is a very natural way of interacting with it.
Here's what you can do with holographic video. Here's what you can do with using your world as a game level. Here's what you can do with taking the power of 3D modeling and creation, and guess what? Pulling it out of a screen into real 3D, and then sharing what you've created with others.
That was science fiction, and now we're bringing it into science fact.
So I'm Skype in the classroom. If you're not raising your hand by the end of this, please see me, because this is something you've got to be a part of. We need every MIE to be active in Skype in the classroom to share your ideas. The connection between countries, between educators around the world and classrooms around the world is inspiring. And the ways in which schools and cultures are connecting and using education as a source to make change is amazing. And I'm going to share an amazing example that was connected from Skype in the classroom in a school in Kansas in the United States and Nairobi, Kenya. So here's the story.
As teachers, we want to show our kids that you can make an impact all around the globe. Really, it's just a matter of reaching out, and if you're willing to think big. Using Skype means that I can connect to outstanding educators around the world at a moment's notice. One of these teachers is from Nairobi, Kenya, and he reached out to let us know that their water pipes in their city and around their school had burst and was now contaminated with their sewage water.
Yes, clean water will really help.
Some of the teachers here at Andover Middle School talked and knew that our children here would want to help.
All kinds of facts about drinking water. In science, we're making filters. In language arts, we read about what's going on in Nairobi.
Okay.
Problem solving is a life skill. You're going to use it throughout life. You go, you know what? I'm going to start something, I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to help someone.
An amazing example of the power of, not only technology is nothing, it's the connection that was made and the power, you saw it with your students. I have one question to ask, and that is, when can Ethan come to Microsoft and work for me? Because he's amazing, and just an amazing example of what's happening. I think we have a mic for you. I can't, there's no surprise about what's going on here in Kansas, so why don't we talk to the classroom and the students directly.
Hey, hi guys.
And I'm actually gonna, maybe I'll share with the rest of the students what all of you guys are doing. So maybe
All right, you guys want to say hi?
Okay, so I have a question for you. If you would please share what being a part of Project Link has done for you as far as what you've learned in school and also what you've gained personally for being a part of this global project.
Having audio.
Mrs. Friend, it looks like you're on mute right now.
Are we good?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay.
Let's say a hi again. Say hi.
Hi, I'm Hallie. My favorite part about Project Link is how we get to be like a community all together, although we're all over the world. It doesn't really matter where you come from, everyone is a part of this project. And it is just amazing how in every single class we can find out like different things and what we learn about, including those subjects. So it's really cool because in all of our classes for a few weeks we learned about everything Project Link, like anything from social studies to newspaper. It was crazy.
I'm Emily, and I learned a lot over this project. It helped me feel better about myself because I know I'm helping people, so you feel better. We studied anything from science, social studies, math, and language arts. In social studies we found out like how they carry buckets with water on their heads. They carry it for hours and hours to get to their houses. Math, we figured out how many water bottles people would get for 2 or 3 years, and I'm just like glad that we're helping all these people in Nairobi.
Hi, I'm Tanner, and something that I liked about this project was that we got to be a part of like this project, and I like because we got to work with Reese on the website, and we got to help them by putting in information, and we got to learn in all of our classes, and that's what I like the most about this project.
Okay, thank you guys. Thanks for being amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just an update about the project. It is involving 6 schools and 3 continents. And as of this morning, between the global collaboration that our students and classrooms and educators have formed through using Skype in the classroom, we are going to be able to provide clean water for 2 schools in Nairobi. So that's over 500 kids in Nairobi. And then on top of that, as of this morning, we know that we'll be able to provide clean water for 193 homes.
A great example, this kind of thing is happening every day with Skype in the classroom. I didn't see as many hands as I was expecting. Sorry about that, I gave you guys. To find a teacher, to create, to connect, to share ideas, to work on projects. You can choose by subject. Maybe I want to bring a geography lesson into the classroom. And I can explore with an explorer very easily, create a connection between another expert, an educator from around the world, simply and easily. Join this community. Many of you have seen the magic of Mystery Skype. It's an amazing example where you can bring project-based collaborative learning to your classroom, having students work to learn about other cultures, but actually bring dynamic, engaged learning inside of the environment. You can see me here on this map, and anywhere I go, I can find teachers from all around the world. So let me actually open up here. Maybe I want to go to maybe Morocco. Let's see if there's educators in Morocco. And I've got some educators popping up in Morocco, and I can instantly integrate with the teacher, bring them into my classroom anywhere around the world. This is an amazing opportunity for you to really bring your talent with others. This is something that I think all of you need to be a part of. And I'd love to see MIEs teaching other educators, bringing your projects to other parts of the world, connecting through this as we go forward. Now this is a great community. We also have this Microsoft Educator Network community. And this has been a place where you guys have shared your ideas, taken some professional development, etc. One of the things that's happened is these two communities need to come together at some point. One of the things that we have, as well as the Microsoft website, the Microsoft Education website that's localized around the world. One of the things that I'm excited to reveal to you today, and I'm going to bring you guys in because I'm going to be quite honest with you, we need your help. We need your insight, ideas, feedback, as well as content, creativity, lessons to make this experience amazing. What we want to do is actually bring these things together in a new experience that builds off of Microsoft.com. So we're going to take Microsoft.com and education that's localized around the world and bring our community right inside of this. So I'm going to share with you a look at the next version of what this community place will look like, but it's actually just our website, where our resources, our materials are available, etc. But at some point in the website, you may want to actually share ideas and connect specifically, create lessons, share lessons, etc. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the new experience. Now this is beta, and as you get home from this event next week, you're going to receive an email. And that email is going to ask you to be part of this site, to beta test the site, to give feedback, to post lessons, to tell us what's great, what's not great, how we change it, etc. And this is the first time we've ever done that, where we say, okay, here it is, help us make it great before we launch it to the world. What we've done in the past is actually build something, and you guys have given us feedback of what works, and sometimes it's hard to make the right changes after. So what we're doing is actually putting it together in sort of a raw form, getting it to you guys to give us feedback. So are you guys happy about that? Or you want to be part of this journey as we go forward? Awesome. So I'll highlight a couple of things, and I want to close quickly because I want to spend some time with questions. One of the things, the first is, many of you who have tried to be part of the Microsoft Educator Network know that translation is a challenge, right? Because it's not localized and languages all around the world are harder. So what we're using is the Microsoft.com infrastructure, where we've got Microsoft.com localized sites all around the world. So what you're able to do is actually start by selecting your region. So you can pick what part of the world you live in to start your journey, so you can actually get content that reflects your specific needs. So that's the first piece, which is, I think, has been an important step. We took a bold leap with regards to the translation and machine translation. We're going to still rely on that as we go through the site, but we also want to integrate with localized content, local engagement, etc. Now, one of the things I'll highlight is the UI, etc., is the same as Microsoft.com education. It's one place. It may seem now, because this is in beta, as it's two different destinations, but it'll be eventually one destination. One of the things that we've done is optimize this for mobile devices. If anyone of you tried to use the Microsoft.com Educator Network on a mobile phone or a smartphone, you probably stopped using it pretty quickly because you know that it wasn't optimized for a mobile experience. This experience actually is optimized to work across a range of different devices. We've also made it easier to discover content, bring content that's most necessary and needed right to your fingertips, etc. So this is a little bit of the environment that you're going to have when you go through the network. And I'll just take you through a couple of features. So here I'll click on the educator section where most of this stuff exists. And I'll click on training. So we've put professional development right at the fingertips. You can actually search on courses, look at courses directly. Maybe I want to take a course on Office Mix. So I have access to Office Mix Basics, and you can see I've got mixed media. I've got videos that I can actually leverage. I can actually read content. I can actually get access to the product. And it's actually broken down where I actually include Office Mixes inside the training for Office Mix. So you can actually use Office Mixes in an environment as well as Sways, etc., to help with the learning. And as you create lessons, you can use those same tools as well. And then one of the things you can also do, both in these products as well as the work that you can do, is actually create points, assign questions, build questions, so you can actually build your knowledge and actually check your knowledge as we go. So as we build professional development activities for you, it's going to be super easy for us to scale with this new Microsoft.com education experience, as well as for you to create tools and lessons for other educators around the world. So this is just a quick set on the training. I'm going to actually move along to, maybe let me check out discussion groups. Now, one of the things we love about the community of all of you is you have a great opportunity to share your ideas, etc. So you're going to have the ability to share discussions across subject matters, across countries, etc., which is great. You can actually participate in discussions. You'll see these great visuals and easy to sort of navigate experiences. You'll be able to also create those discussions with these types of visuals, this type of environment, very, very easily. You just hit add discussion, identify the subject, identify the country, the topic of interest, maybe the grade level, and you can easily start and collaborate with other educators through the environment. One of the other things you can do is obviously check a little bit about your profile. Here's me, and I can check out my profile here, and I've got a number of information. It'll tell me a little bit more about myself, about me, what I'm interested in, etc. So we've got rich profiling that we've got feedback from the last site that you wanted to actually have more complete profiles and have the ability to actually send personal messages to other teachers you connect to. That's part of this experience. So you can actually send private messages to each other that you discover across the environment. You may see a teacher who has shared an idea or part of a discussion. You want to reach out directly, you can certainly do that. I can change my bio, update about me. Maybe I want to even add my avatar. I can do my avatar. Here's my gamer tag is ants. So I can just submit that here. And I can get my excited avatar ready to go as part of my profile as you go along. So this is a much richer experience. I can see how I've progressed along the environment. And for those of you who've earned badges and sort of environments with the existing network, don't worry, all of that's coming with you. You just have to log in to the new network and you'll get all this stuff that you've earned and migrated into the new network. And this is something you'll see part of it. You'll be able to easily check your development, track your progress, see as we go along the environment, the badges that you have earned and can earn as you go along the journey in your experience here. And then certainly the ability to create content. So I can actually look at content that I have, and one of the things about what we've done with this network is content that's personal to you, that you've created, you've participated in, you shared, flagged, will be there. So it's much more personal than it ever was before, and it's much easier to create content. So here's a little bit of content that I created about the fun people we have with OneNote. I can create a title easy, post it up online, share it with other educators, etc. So huge opportunity for you to create content with the network. But I will tell you, this is a work in progress. We've got a lot of opportunities for you to give feedback on how we build this. We want to create a great experience. It's not about actually building anything fancy with technology. It's really just creating a place where all of you can share your ideas, connect with each other, inspire each other, help each other along. And hopefully this site is part of that journey, and hopefully it's a valuable tool you'll go, but you're going to be part of this with us, so I look forward to the next step in the evolution as we go forward. I'm going to close before I open around the world 3 years ago with OECD, World Bank, and UNESCO supporting to change the PISA exam in 2015. And we worked through researchers in countries like Costa Rica, Singapore, Australia, Finland, UK, US, to actually look at 21st century learning and competency-based learning in classrooms. When we did this project, the educators didn't want to do it. Many countries around the world said, no, I don't want these researchers coming into my classroom, teaching me all that stuff. I got to get results on the test. The test is based on science and math and content. So I can't do that soft stuff and actually get results. So we challenged them in many cases, and some of the underperforming schools took us up on the challenge. And what we saw was amazing. And the research, and you can actually find this on atc21s.org, another bad acronym, the WIFI folks, that's not the best intuitive acronym. ATC21S is actually even worse because it's actually incorrect, because it stands for the Assessment of Teaching 21st Century Skills, but it's atc21s.org, so everyone can realize it should be cs.org. But anyway, ultimately the reality is that research was dramatically improving that skills actually delivers better results on content, which is what people don't understand. They think that skills is almost in opposition to content. And what it happens is a student who thinks about history as an idea for decision-making and leadership, they certainly like history more. Funny thing, when you teach students algebra as a foundation for abstract thinking and understand how you can apply abstract thinking dynamically across your life and use algebra to flex that muscle, not only across advanced mathematics, but how you think through processes. Students like algebra more, they feel it's more connected. So building connection between skills delivers better results in content, not the opposite. I think people have been thinking that. What's going to happen this year, because we worked through this research to actually get OECD to make PISA part of the 21st Century Skills testing examination as part of PISA. This year, in May, students are going to be taking, maybe a couple of weeks from now, taking the PISA exam on 21st Century Skills. When the results come out, countries are going to get their math ranking, their science ranking, their reading ranking, and their 21st Century Skills ranking. And I think that's going to have a catalyst to make assessment of 21st Century Skills more natural in the classroom. So absolutely something that we're focused on. We worked on this research with Intel, who's a sponsor here, Cisco, and universities around the world led by the University of Melbourne in Australia. Yes? The company. I'll actually tell you the two big things that I've been sort of waving a flag that we need to do a better job on is this 4-year-old to 4th grader gap that we have in terms of thoughtful technology design, thinking, programs, etc. The other thing I think we need to do a much better job on is parents. Helping parents along with how to use technology safely, bring their students along and how they evolve education. These are things that, as part of the work that we've done in education, have not been addressed to the level that I think I'm happy with or the company's happy with. This is something that I've been championing to be addressed, and hopefully that's something that will start to take shape. We've got some work to do there, to be honest with you, but it's something we recognize. One of the reasons I like gaming is one of the things about gaming, you actually have the gameplay, the design of game design in general, it actually incentivizes you to actually move on and explore and one of the things that people have seen me present, I show this sort of motivational sort of reality that when students see a game over screen, they don't give up and say, I'm no good at science. What they often say when they get an F on a science exam. They say, I don't like history because they get an F on a history paper. When they see a game over screen, they say, I'm going to learn more, I'm going to get excited about how to progress. And I love that games challenge you to think through solutions and puzzle solving. And what happens when you get to the end of the game you played for 20 hours, 40 hours, etc. And I fly around the world, so I play a lot of games on a plane. You actually have created a language. You've developed skills that are unique to the way you play and the experiences you have. Have you ever talked to kids who play Minecraft? Their experiences are completely unique. They have different ideas, different aesthetics, different approaches that are all connected to themselves, their own skills and ideas. I think that connection and synthesis is something we can do in the classroom. The other thing about game design is actually fun and motivating. Now, gamification doesn't require us to have any fancy technology. If I was going to ask a question and I say, how many buildings are at Microsoft? And I say, okay, how many buildings are at Microsoft in the campus? And I say this, okay, which side of the room can get the answer faster? This side, how many buildings are at Microsoft, or that side? Then if I say, how many buildings are at Microsoft, the person who gives you the answer will get this one-note cake. The dynamics, the energy changes quickly because you've used gamification. There's no technology, there's no computers, there's no video game, etc. This is the kind of motivational magic that we can do with this kind of motion. So I believe in it as a learning tool. One last question? Yes?
Okay, so I'm a WIP-T attendee, I'm a higher ed faculty member as well, and I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm thrilled to see so many, K-12, particularly educators here, to interact with them. One of the things that I'm starting to see is that, and this may be shocking, is that many of the students who are coming to us in college are really disappointed by the technology that they find in their undergrad environments, particularly here in the US. I can't speak globally about that, but certainly I'll speak right here at home. And that, in fact, there's a technology retrograde action where you're going backwards, you're falling backwards when you get into college compared to what you have K-12. And the interactivity that you find in the K-12 world really doesn't exist in higher ed. And I would love to see the Microsoft Certified Educator program extended into the higher ed environment. And I really would love to hear your thoughts about how we can both incentivize and facilitate the transitioning of so many of these wonderful things. I do it in my classroom. I encourage my faculty to do it. but I think it's a much broader issue, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's funny, we actually started to work with colleges of education to help them get these tools and techniques, etc., to help us amplify through the teachers that they were preparing. So we would do workshops in colleges of education around the world. What would happen is faculty would crash these workshops and say, I need these tools myself. We never really actually anticipated that. We thought our journey needed to help teachers, and faculty sort of were comfortable on their own. And I was frankly amazed by how open faculty members were to actually learn about how they can bring innovative teaching methodologies into their classrooms. So we actually started this technology education exchange with faculty members, and we're gearing up to actually bring higher education more thoughtfully into this community. It's an area that we have had on the to-do list for a while. We've actually scaled out some of these workshops. We have an online community for higher education faculty as well. But we've got to actually bring more of these things and more thoughtful things to higher education. It's certainly on my agenda for addressing something we care deeply about as a company. So thank you very much. I appreciate